Okay.
Do you like my blazer?
You're in a blazer.
Yeah,
I'm in a sweater.
Yeah, sweater weather. Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Candace.
And welcome to Don't Start.
And as we like to say, don't start.
Candace, save it for the show.
Exactly. So let's get to it.
Yeah, sweater weather.
It is.
I'm in a leather blazer because we're about to interview an intimacy expert.
Oh my God.
Nothing says, let's talk about sex, baby, than a nice brown leather blazer. I feel like I'm in the 70s.
I also feel like,
I can't move.
honestly, you do look like you're in the 70s. I kind of love it.
I know. This is going to be great.
An intimacy
Expert in relationship.
In relationships.
So I'll say months ago, maybe like a year ago, which I wish I could find exactly when it was shared or what it was. Chad actually sent me a post from her on Instagram. We do that,
What?
obviously. It's a showing of love, right? When you send memes and
Yeah. I mean, Tom sends me
gifts
those
to
all the time.
inspire.
Yeah, totally.
But Chad was the one that sent it to me. And I don't remember if it was, I just don't remember. But I started following after that. And I just love what she brings into the world and how she speaks so openly, vulnerable, and the importance of working on your relationship.
Yeah, I love it.
She's a leading relationship and intimacy expert and the founder of Evolve Counseling and Behavioral Health. She's the creator of a powerful relationship RE programming model, helping individuals and couples break painful cycles, heal attachment wounds, build healthy, connected relationships that they deserve.
I love this. She also is an author, a speaker, an entrepreneur. She is the author of Relationship Programming, and she hosts a thriving podcast called Relatable Relationships Unfiltered.
Yeah, her insights have been featured on Good Day LA, Us Weekly, Oprah Daily, Forbes Health, and well, you know what? Today on Don't Start.
I'm telling you, I'm really excited. I told Sarah, she had the post on Instagram a while back that I connected with it. I had like a moment. It was like, you're trying to heal all these people. You have to heal the inner child of you. And I was like, oh man, and that hit me. Because sometimes you enter a relationship trying to heal someone else and then you're like, no, wait a minute.
I think
it's me.
I was just my 13-year-old self,
Yeah,
right?
it was
right?
me.
Like, oh, that reaction was not all the work I've done.
Yep.
I went back to who I was.
Yep.
Where I kicked a hole in the wall with my Doc Martin.
Oh, that Doc Martin.
Another story, another time. Don't start.
And I feel like again, you know me, I'm paraphrasing, but isn't there a quote that says something to the effect of like, you have the exact relationships you have with others that you have with yourself? Oof, that's another one.
Ugh, I'm really working on it. All right, maybe she can lead us to do
God.
better in our relationships.
Dr. Elizabeth, help us.
Dr. Liz.
Bring her in.
We should ask what she liked to go by.
I know. Liz, Elizabeth, Dr. E.
Okay.
Oh, I love nicknames. Give me
Bring
a
her
good
in.
nickname.
Good morning.
Oh, well, good morning to you.
Oh, thanks for being here.
What an absolute stunner. And she's smart. Jeez. First and foremost, thank you for being here with us. But before we get to it, what do you like to be called?
Yes.
Dr. Elizabeth, Dr. Fedrick, Dr. Liz.
We're changing it up over here.
I like to be called Liz.
Great.
Just so the
We got it. It's
people
Liz.
listening in, it's Liz. And Liz is in like a fabulous library with tons of books behind her. I love it.
know.
And some crazy gorgeous chair. I love it.
No,
I'm describing your like background for the people listening.
We need to put an AI of books behind us.
I think that would be a good idea.
Well-read.
With our neon sign in the books.
You know what? That's funny because people often ask me if it's fake, and I'm like,
No.
Like I read a lot.
You're
Yes.
like, I'm a doctor and these are my books, people. Yeah.
Well, Liz, we're so thrilled that you're here with us. I actually got introduced to you through my fiance
We have to
finding
thank
a post. We have to thank Chad. We
Yeah.
got his thanks up, surfs up
He
brew.
sent some posts and we were like, oh.
Which also makes me very happy that he is someone that's always engaged in making sure that our relationship
Yes.
is moving forward with health and maturity and vulnerability. But for people that don't know your work and your background, how would you describe it to the people listening?
Yes, so a big part of my approach has evolved over time throughout my career. I started working with children and adolescents, and then that led to me working with their parents, and then that led to specializing in what I do and developing the model that I have, which is relationship reprogramming. And so it's rooted in attachment. My dissertation for my PhD was rooted in attachment. Like, that's all just so important. So the neurobiology of our interpersonal relationships and just how we connect and how that's influenced throughout our upbringing. And so when I'm working or with clients currently in a coaching role or through my courses, my content, as you guys know, it's really rooted in that dance of being aware of what's going on with the other person, but also you have a role.
Oh boy.
So being aware of what that role is as well. And I think that is really what I try to encompass is that relationships, they are involved more than one person. And so there's a lot of dynamics going on.
Can you talk more about attachment to be just a little bit, like to delve deeper into that, where that's coming from?
Yeah, so attachment theory, John Bowlby is the original founder of that. And it is the idea that how our caregivers interacted with us from day one. Yeah. So whether they were warm and attentive, they were available for our needs, or they were cold, abusive, neglectful, and anywhere along that spectrum, but how they show up for us consistently then leads to us developing an attachment style based on what we've learned about people in our environment. And so that's where there's the anxious attachment, avoidant, disorganized, and secure. Now, pop culture is like, there's 5,000 different terms now for all the attachment stuff. Like, I really keep it to those basics of the anxious, avoidant, disorganized, and secure. And for the people doing work that maybe show up more in the anxious or the avoidant, there's also earned secure. You are not stuck in your attachment style. That is like so crucial.
Right. Oh, interesting.
Wow, she's smart and she's heady. We're gonna have we gotta.
Sarah's like, wait a minute,
Candace,
my brain is programming.
I got I'm reprogramming as you speak.
I have a reprogramming question, Sarah.
Yes.
No, seriously. So
let's start where it began. Like, I know you talked about started from the beginning, but how did you say, I want to help people?
Was it a mirror effect? Were you like, I'm going to fix me and then I want to fix others? How does that go?
So I got into it because one of my roles happened to be with the birth to 5 population. And so that's where attachment is formed within those first 5 years. Really solidified earlier than that, but the first 5 years are the most crucial. And so I was working with that population, the birth to 5, with foster families and in the state care. And so that's where I became aware of attachment theory. How I developed it into my current model, though, was having these just ongoing like aha moments. Oh wait, mom and dad are showing up this way, meaning, parent kids I'm working with, because of their attachment. And so then my reprogramming model is we go through your timeline, we really figure out what are these consistent experiences which informed your attachment style, your programming. And then we work to shift the beliefs around that and the behaviors and everything. So for me, though, in the midst of that, I was like, oh, okay, so this is where my dysfunction.
Right.
Oh, interesting. Oh, Liz, I'm scared to look at my dysfunction. Okay. Yes. I'm
but
getting this.
But we can't be fearful.
We can't be
fearful. We
fearful.
have to be open. We have to be courageous. We have to be vulnerable.
I do.
But it is funny where I feel like we talk about this all this time about working on ourselves.
Yes.
And then sometimes reverting back, right? Where I feel like it's like exercising. I do how many push-ups every day and I feel strong, but then I stop for a moment, right? So with going to therapy and making sure I'm working on myself, and then that one moment, it snaps you back to whether your 13-year-old reaction, emotional behavior. Do you see that to be something that happens with a lot of the patients, or that it's always an exercise to keep yourself in check?
So that's a great analogy, but the other analogy as well is that the gym doesn't get easier, right? So you maybe have been doing 15 push-ups and now that feels like a breeze, so you're going to start doing 20 push-ups, right? So there's always like this next level that we go to with our growth, and that's the same with our healing. Our programming is so deeply wired in us that I tell people it's an ongoing journey. Hence the reason I still go to therapy every week. Hence the reason that I still do my work, because yes, exactly what you're describing. As much as my role as a relationship expert, I struggle with relationships. And I think that's all intertwined, right? I'm so passionate about the work because I can relate to it so deeply. And so I've come so far. And also, to your point, yes, there's plenty of times that I'm like, oh, that's embarrassing. Yeah, that was kind of a 13-year-old behavior.
Let me ask you talk about reprogramming patterns, right? Is there a specific pattern or one in particular that you see that most people struggle with that is like the most common?
So going back to attachment styles, it's what I call our survival behaviors. So it's what we learned during those formative years to stay safe and to get our needs met. And so that might be, for an anxious individual, that might be like fawning, people-pleasing, perfectionism, performing. Right? Sorry, I gotta take a breath.
It's all right, girl. It's all right, you're hitting home.
I don't know if she hears our
We're like breathing so heavy over here. I shouldn't have wore a sweater. I'm sweating. But continue.
The avoidant side of things, that's withdrawing. That's the isolating, going and hiding in their room as a child, whatever they could do to stay away for safety. And then the disorganized is a really solid mixture of both, which is really hard for both the individual and the partner, because that person didn't know how to stay safe. Like, it was so inconsistent in their upbringing that they didn't know how to stay safe. So their survival behaviors will vacillate between anxious and avoidant. So to answer your question, I wouldn't say that there's like a singular, but I would say that depending on your attachment style, there are very common tendencies within each.
Wow. Oh my God.
When you say that you're an intimacy expert, do you delve into physical help as well?
Do we talk about sex, Les? She's like, oh yeah.
No, it is such an intertwined part in all of this as well, because of the vulnerability and the rawness and the fear of rejection and everything that is so tied into intimacy. So one of the things that I've also developed are my 5 types of intimacy that I talk a lot about, and I have a course around it, but physical, emotional, spiritual, experiential, and intellectual. So those are the type of intimacies that I focus on, and also so the type of foreplay. And I work with my clients on how, first of all, the importance of physical intimacy for sure, but that it's not in a vacuum. All of these things play a role in how you feel connected to your partner. So yes, to answer your question, I do tie it in, but it's from this lens of all types of intimacy.
Right. I mean, you said it great. Like, physical intimacy is, just as powerful, but also very fearful with emotional intimacy. The balance of the both is so important.
Hi, Don't Start Friends. It's been 2 weeks since my comedy special dropped on Amazon and Apple TV, and the reviews have been coming in, and oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for all of you that have watched, have tagged me in your reviews. Hey, if you got a second, go to Amazon. Give my special Candice Gardino Italian bread, that's BRED, 5 stars on Amazon, and write a review. Tag me. I love sharing everyone's thoughts. Thank you all for your support, and continue watching. Keep me posted.
I have a question that I wonder. Obviously, you're an advocate of therapy, which I think is great. We love therapy. Do you feel there are therapy buzzwords that people use online, on TikTok, that are actually being misused to the point where you're like, this is not correct, and it's just gone too far? Oh, you're shaking your head.
That was a good question.
The first one that comes to mind is a trauma bond. That is one of the most widely misinterpreted terms. And people often think it's if you've experienced trauma together, or you've gone through a rough patch together, or you had similar traumas, you are bonded, you're trauma bonded. That is not a trauma bond. A trauma bond is when you seek comfort from the person that's causing you harm. So a trauma bond is the toxic cycle.
Got it.
Wow.
Get in of harming each other, but being obsessed with each other.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the terms. And then narcissism. Like, we just got to say it. Like, not every ex is a narcissist.
But it feels good just to say he did seem like a narcissist, though.
I did.
Yeah.
Just thought. So I go to, yes, they have narcissistic tendencies.
Tendencies, yes.
That you want them to be a narcissist, and also 1% of the population is clinically defined as diagnosed as a narcissist. They're not a narcissist, most likely. Not always. Don't want your listeners to.
I have to ask you this, because I was saying to Chad, who's my fiance, last night, we have the time. I mean, of course, we work and we're busy, but because it's just us and a dog, we don't have 3 kids, and the stress isn't as heavy right now. We're able to find the time to have these discussions. Sometimes some are more productive than others. But what do you say to the people that say they get so caught up in life and children and busyness and everything's going and it's rapid and it's just where they say, I can't find the time to not just work on myself, not just work on the you as a couple, but also yourself. What do you say to those people? It breaks my heart, because I think it's so important to have these moments.
Absolutely.
For sanity.
For sure. So, I mean, I could give you the soft validating,
Oh yeah, give me
Do you?
give me the cookie. Give
Do
me the
you?
sugar cookie.
or the truth is, and I have this in multiple pieces of my content, where I literally say, stop using busy as an excuse.
Yeah.
Gosh, yes.
It's an excuse. And if we go through what you did through the entire day, you had time in there to spend 10 minutes with your partner. You chose not to. You chose to prioritize something else. And I'm not here to tell you what to prioritize. And I often say that
Right, it's up to you.
clients, like, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to kind of hold up that mirror and show you that no, you do have the time, you do have the resources, you do have the ability, you're not making it a priority. And that's your choice. But busy is not that. Like, please just don't bring that up.
It's so funny you say that. Growing up, my mom used to say this thing, if, dad was working, mom was home with the kids, he'd come home, we'd be asleep. And my mom used to joke, growing up, she'd be like, don't be two ships passing in the night, Candace, with any relationship. And, sometimes, like Sarah said, it happens. You're busy. He's working, you're working. And, I have friends who often say, oh, we do one date night a month, and that keeps it good. That doesn't work for me and my husband. My husband's like, you think I'm going to sit down with you for one date night a month and we're going to rehash everything that just went on? Like, we need the 3 to 5 minutes a day. Otherwise, it's not going to be good.
I'm going to have to write notes for that date. That
date is going to be really stressful. But is there like little tips that you would give? And I know that I hate to use the word tips because it feels so surface level, but just a bit of advice to just like the two ships passing in the night, what can they do?
Yes, so I encourage daily, just handful, just like you're saying, 3 to 5 minutes, daily intentional check-ins. One of my favorite questions that I encourage people to ask, what was the best part of your day? What was the worst? What was the high? What was the low? Something along those lines, where if you really genuinely feel like you don't have the time, you have time for that. So you can ask just that quick question. RVE is one of the tools so reflect, validate, explore, and it's a tool that I use with a lot of my clients. And so if you were to share with me, the worst part of your day, I'm going to reflect back what I heard. I'm going to validate what that must have been like for you, and then I'm going to explore. I'm going to ask a follow-up question. I'm going to show that I care, right? Because that's where a lot of the disconnect happens, is that we might share something and they're just, okay, whatever. They might barely acknowledge it. You move on with your day. Like, that's not connection. Yeah. So I encourage that for daily, but then I also highly encourage what I call weekly check-ins. And this is a sacred window on your calendar. And I tell, the same, going back to the busy, you put meetings, you put calls, you put stuff on your calendar all the time that you hold sacred. So this can be one of those things where you are scheduling it based on whatever works for the both of you. And that's where there's just more intentionality of talking about the week. But the weekly check-ins are not dates.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of like a business meeting with your partner.
Right.
Oh my God.
Checking in.
Yeah.
That's not dates.
Yeah.
So
I love that. Yeah, keep that a separate thing. How about this one? What do you think about scheduling sex dates?
I'm going to go with I love this question because what came to my head? You can answer in a minute, Liz, but I got to get this out. Remember, do you guys remember this? Remember Oprah had, this was years ago, but I remember my mom. I'm going back to Barbara. I'm calling her out. And Oprah said something like, you're supposed to have sex 365 days a year. And my mother went, are you kidding?
God.
Like, that's a lot
Well, that was going to be one of my questions too,
Okay,
is
good.
how much sex should we be having?
Ooh, yeah. Oh, all the things.
Whatever
Liz.
you feel like you want to give us some advice.
For the scheduling, I'm pretty Switzerland with it. I don't have a one way or the other, and I think that that's important because it does work for some people and it doesn't work for others. And when we try to, impose, maybe because I don't want to schedule sex, doesn't mean it doesn't work for you. And so maybe not impose that on you, right?
Yeah.
What works. And so when I'm working with clients, that's what we talk about. If you are so busy, and also I get it with, you have small kids or you're working full time and all of it, like, you're tired.
Yes.
Maybe more than busy.
Yes.
I'm tired.
That's funny.
So the scheduling can be helpful because maybe you're picking different times of day. That also gives both people a heads up to, like, be groomed,
Yeah.
hygienic, and
Oh, what?
prepared.
Valid point.
I
Valid
gave
point.
snaps. I
Sarah
gave
snapping.
snaps.
Valid point.
Of course, that's important.
I think if it works for you, I think it's a great plan.
Yeah.
That's my answer to that.
Love it.
And should we have pressure on making sure? Obviously, I would say if you're not having sex, I'm sure that's
No, that makes me feel very sad. If you're not
yeah.
having
Maybe
any
there's
sex.
unhealthiness that's happening that's
Yes.
not talked about then. But I'm not the pro. This is your end of things. But like moods,
Yeah.
but putting pressure on yourself, being like, oh God, we have to do we got to get intimate.
Yes, and also too, correct me if I'm wrong here. Intimacy is just not sex. It's so many other levels, right?
I still want to know how much sex we should be having.
Yeah, but let's just ask you, how many times, how much sex am I supposed to be having so I don't have to get Botox and look good?
Yes, we're gonna glow.
That's actually really what I want to
We're
know.
gonna glow.
How much sex do I need to have so I don't have to continue to get Botox and I look really good?
So I'm sorry again to disappoint. There is
No answer. Yeah.
around that. I do say, and again, it's so subjective. I say like if you're going weeks without sex,
Yeah, check
there's a
in.
concern.
Yeah.
That goes back though to those other types of intimacy. What needs are not being met that you're not
Yeah.
feeling? that
Okay.
connection?
Absolutely.
Yes.
That, yeah, the attraction. But I think that I could give you more. What's the average with years you've done this, and it's usually maybe once a week. To be
Okay.
honest, is the
Wow.
average, because some people
Yeah.
are maybe once every other week, and
Yeah.
other people
It's interesting.
are 3 or 4 times a week. So I would say the average is probably about once a week.
So Oprah was wrong. It's not 365.
It wasn't Oprah that said it.
That you should.
Remember that? Oh, God.
If it's up to me, I'm having sex a whole lot more than once a week.
I have a question for you. Do you have couples that are coming in a healthy place and just saying we just want to make sure to keep ourselves in check in case something?
That's true. Or you always just getting
is it-
people in
that's-
trauma.
I was just thinking because I also think there's also the old school thing of like thinking that people that are going to couples therapy are weak or
Yeah,
they're
of
struggling,
course.
and all of us will have that bump in a road. But like, or is anybody coming in just being like, we're doing the work before anything was to go right?
Yeah, I do.
I love that.
I do quite a bit of work with single individuals who are dating, looking for a partner. And so they'll come essentially to be like, okay, I want to find my partner and I want to do the work leading up to that so that I'm prepared when I find that person. So yes, and then I have couples that are just like, we just want to strengthen the connection. But then I have plenty that are like, you're our last resort.
Yeah, of course.
No pressure.
No pressure, exactly. Work your magic. Do you feel, touching on that for a moment, the world of being single today with the dating apps and the swiping and the, I haven't been.
What has that done
honestly,
to people out there?
Yeah, I've been with my husband for way too many years in a wonderful way, but I also started dating him super young. So I never got into the app, but I'm always like, oh, this could be exciting. And then I have a few friends who are single who are like, no, this is hell. Explain to me, how
has it changed?
How has it changed? And how do you navigate that client that's like, I don't know if I'm swiping correctly?
This is my life.
Okay, girl. Here we go.
Right now.
Yeah.
Tell us, Liz.
It's so hard because everybody's like, oh, I'll just swipe and find somebody else. And it's like the effort of in dating, like put effort. I remember one person's like, I'm not going to waste time on a meal because if I don't like him, I don't like him. I was like, that's already putting no effort into finding somebody.
And I'm such an old school gal that I'm like, wait, you're not talking at a bar and like meeting anyone. I love, face-to-face connection. It's just, I don't like the way this person looks off a picture. I mean, how do we navigate this?
Don't. I think that's one of the just biggest crisis right now. It is truly like the crises of being single, of the dating apps, of social media, of like all of these things that we think it's opening us up to all these other opportunities, but it's really what I'm seeing and what I'm experiencing. It's preventing genuine connection. It's preventing, as you're describing, like the organic, like how does my energy feel?
Yes.
Your energy
Right.
Yes.
What is that like? So, and also, it is the grass is greener complex. That's created.
Yes.
And so the idea is somebody else will be, if this doesn't work, there's somebody else, or if this person's shoes are the wrong color, there's someone else.
Right.
Move it along. It's not serving us.
Yeah. I did some good, I enjoyed my dating life in Los Angeles. And
Yeah.
obviously there were some tough things. But I remember one time I did, and I always loved the same thing, meeting someone and feeling that energy. I know the time I met Chad, well, all of a sudden time stopped. And it felt like that world of I know him already kind of thing. I remember I swiped on somebody. We went to the same college. He studied film. I was in theater. He looked like Prince Charming. And I went to dinner with him and I was like, this is going to be it, right? Because the math is mathing.
It's mathing. Yes.
And the energy wasn't there. And I said, well, maybe I should be intimate just to see if maybe there's more. Maybe I'm missing something, not that's intellectual.
Yes.
And I was open-minded to it, but it just wasn't it, right? Even if you check all the boxes. When I met Chad, I was like, well, this doesn't seem right. He said he wasn't emotionally available. He's younger than me. Let's have fun. And then it worked.
Yeah.
It's like putting pressure. Like I said, you're the expert. It's but we do things where we make a list of checking boxes for people.
It's like a profile.
And
yes, it's like
and
this
not
thing.
even just on social media or the apps, but in life, whether what we expect out of that person. It's I think you said it earlier, check your own boxes. Worry about you being in line and then being open to experience it.
Oh my God, that's huge.
And when I work with my single, and I don't even want to say single, if I'm even with a client, if they're in a should I stay, should I go
Yes.
scenario, one of the activities I do with them is identifying their 5 needs, their 5 wants, and their 5 boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm very specific at keeping it to 5 though. So the needs being non-negotiables.
Right.
This has to be there. The wants being if the needs are there, then these would be my preferences. And the boundaries are the absolute deal breaker. And so when you have that filter when you're dating, I don't think you need to, if you know the red flags are there, this is not right, then I don't think we need to keep trying. But the reason I keep it to 5 is because what you're describing in terms of, yes, these lists that we make that are just preventing, again, that authentic connection. Because maybe there's something really great about them, but they didn't check something. So I think that's important. My therapist told me a couple weeks ago about my own list. She said, it may be time to update. She's like, after updating your software, she calls it.
I love that.
Update your list, Liz. It may be rooted in trauma that we're now working to resolve that is not
sure that you've grown past, right?
And
that's so
sometimes that
interesting.
software just has a bug in it.
I know. I love that you said that.
You
Updating
gotta
your
do
software.
you have to do the Nintendo from back in the day and just blow it and put it back in. You're like, it's gonna work now, right? And that's the stuff. It's giving yourself grace of doing the work, and then sometimes okay, I fell off a little bit there. I will be a better
100%.
partner after not being productive in that conversation.
Oh my God.
Right? Being a little selfish and getting caught up.
I wanted to touch real quick on behavioral health in general. Something that I've noticed for myself and also for my little son, who's only a year and a half, is that when I am on my phone too much, or if he watches he's allowed to watch a little TV, 15 minutes a day. He'll pick his favorite movie. And by the way, we watch 15 minutes of that movie. It's the same part, or Cars or something. But my husband said to me yesterday, do you notice if we're on the phones a lot in the day, or if grandma has watched, we love grandma, but calling you out, she'll put him up in front of the TV a little more. When that TV goes off or the phone goes off, my fuse is shorter and so is his. And I'm going, okay, this is definitely a TV thing. But I sat in front of the TV as a child, and I don't know if I suffered from that. I wasn't my parent. I was the kid. But do you notice that with your clients, with children, and also just adults in general, the fuse is shorter because of the phones and the TVs?
Yeah, so it's the impact of, it's the dopamine. It's the dopamine surge, and how dopamine works is when you do have a surge from an external, let's say a cheap source, for lack of a better way.
Yeah.
It then actually plummets. So it goes, so you have this baseline, you do the thing, it surges up, and then it plummets under the baseline. When it plummets under the baseline, we're really cranky now.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fuse, yes.
It's our pleasure seeking. It's what makes us feel excited and motivated. And so when that has tanked, we get irritable. And with kids, it's just this constant fast pace, trying to keep up with. I think to your point about when we were kids, I think we did sit in front of the TV. I think that we also played outside a lot.
Yes.
These other experiences. And I also think it's important to note, what we were doing, even our video games were vastly different.
That's true.
What, Mario was not like overly stimulated.
Yeah.
He was the best. Yeah. You're right. That's true. Okay. So yeah, I do see it in a lot of my nieces and my nephews and just in general. And I was like, wow, okay, we have to be conscious of this as people, which is really hard because it's so easy to just pick up your phone.
Well, yeah, I swiped my Instagram and all that stuff to the back of my wall last night because, like you were talking about, the dopamine, there's these connections, these likes on Facebook or whatever, or Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I said, I said it's been feeling like it. We've talked about it before. Why do I feel sad now? Or why am I feeling like keeping up with the Joneses or whatever it might be, right?
Yes.
Where everybody's, I said, I used to just get in a Christmas card, everything you accomplished throughout the year. And now it's like constant productivity and...
Did you post today? That energy freaks
it stresses
me out.
It makes me, honestly, it feels sad.
Yes, of course.
So I did that, but I brought it back this morning. So talk about addiction to dopamine.
But then we have these moments where like we meet wonderful people like you.
Exactly. Your platform, you're always being sent into DMs.
Dude, by the way, you're sliding into all
Yes.
DMs. But all of your posts are worthy of some sort of energy of positivity and growth. And that's what I think is really important is you're just not posting to be like, look at me in front of my marble bathroom.
Yeah.
Like you're not. You're literally, every post you put out there is to better someone for something in some way. So I just want to thank you for that because that is not often what social media is about.
Thank you so much. No, I appreciate you saying that. And when I got a DM last night from somebody who was just such kind words, and people don't realize like that means a lot to me because what I put into my content is really it's from my heart, it's from my trauma, it's from the pain that I've either experienced or present day I'm experiencing, and I'm sharing that to help people to navigate what they're experiencing. And so thank you for saying that because I'm so passionate about it, and it really is my mission to normalize the human experience and to make it relatable. Like we're all in this struggle together.
Yes, it's so true.
And your education, your background, your experience, you've done the work, and that's something that I stand by.
Yeah.
That I'm getting a little tired of the influencers that don't have their background of you've worked really hard and you prove it in how you speak, how you hold yourself, and how you present yourself 100%.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time. We also didn't even talk about your podcast. How has your podcasting life been?
Do you love it?
Okay, well, it's been on a bit of a hiatus.
Okay.
I'm super excited.
It's a lot of work.
Back because, so I'm glad you bring that up. I have a book coming out next year, Emotional Foreplay,
oh my God, I want it.
Emotional Foreplay, people. The book is coming out next year.
That's a great title.
That's a great title.
Cannot wait to get it.
Thank you. And it ties in everything we've talked about today. It ties in the reprogramming and the disconnection and how to create the connection and all of that. So with that, the podcast will be coming back as well.
How perfect.
Oh my God. Liz, when it comes out, do you know when about it's coming out? We're going to watch out for it. We'll post and we'll share it.
We're probably about a year out, actually.
Okay, great.
All right. So we're gonna stay in touch because we'll read it, but we'll share it. We just love to support people and amazing, obviously gifted people like you who are just putting it out there.
Can you leave us with one last piece of advice?
Oh, Sarah's putting her hand on my hand. She needs this
what
advice.
we should be doing to be better for our partner.
Oh. Do I have to wear more sexy lingerie?
I love my lingerie, but let me tell you, comfortable. I was in sweatpants last night being like, I hope he thinks this is sexy. I put a little flannel on.
Costco jumpsuit and some hoops.
Hey, that could be super hot.
Yes.
Isn't it?
I think in terms of that, with just that part, I understand you're teasing, but I really think that's conversation, that's communication.
Yes.
It's important to him. I've worked with couples where he's like, hey, maybe once in a while, could we not do the sweatpants?
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
That's up to you guys to navigate.
Yeah.
But I would say the one thing is getting your nervous system in check. And
Oh boy.
being aware of those triggers, being aware of the things that do send you back to the 13-year-old, and healing the nervous system, allowing yourself to feel safety, to feel peace, to feel regulation, because that translates always to your relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Going back to the piece that we talked about with the energy, like we read energy,
All day.
with our partner all the time.
Yeah.
And so the more regulated you are, the better you show up as a partner and the safer your partner feels. So that's if you're not doing the somatic work, that is the one thing, like, go do it.
Wow.
Thank you. I'll say that is one of the biggest topics we've had on our podcast with a lot of guests, experts, is the nervous system.
The nervous, and it's healing you, like you say in a lot of your beautiful posts, regulating you and your nervous system, and it's all about starts with you.
I almost took a sip of coffee, but I need to regulate my system.
No.
Truly, I know my therapist sent me this whole list of like how things you're doing throughout the day that you don't even realize that are like just shaking it up even more. And I'm like, not having that fifth cup of are you sure?
A little cafecito before
100%.
Well, Liz, thank you so much for your time. We will be continually following you along, and obviously our listeners will as well.
Yes,
so
and
much insight.
We're gonna keep following you, and when that book comes out, we're buying it. We're going.
I will let you guys know for sure.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for your time and knowledge.
Friends, you can find Liz obviously on Instagram at Dr. Elizabeth Fedrick, but also on YouTube. We'll share you in the description. Don't worry, they'll find you. We're so happy to have you. Thank you.
You guys, genuinely, I appreciate it.
Oh, man.
She got brains and talent.
We talked about sex. I love it.
I love to put on lingerie.
I don't love it.
I'm a showgirl, and showgirl gonna show.
I think
it's
if
a
it
costume.
Looks nice. Yes, if it feel good in it, then I'm happy. But it's not like let's put it on every time.
On a corset that I had from like I was like 2000
no, mama.
15, and my titties.
You said titties.
My tatas were spilling from I said, Chad. The wire is plunging into, and that's vulnerability too. Right? Like saying like I am here showing up to be sexy.
Yes.
But also being vulnerable that my body's changed. And we got to throw this out.
I'm very proud of you put on lingerie. You don't think a good thong goes a long way? I do. A good thong goes a long way.
Excuse me?
Like, that's it. Just thong it out. That's sexy enough. You don't have to put on the whole corset.
Oh, I do.
Mama,
I put a heel. I put stockings that connect.
Do it. Tom, if you're listening to this, I'm not doing all this. I'm sticking with the thongs.
I shouldn't even put all this out there. Oh, I apologize for family members. But whatever. I put on a wig one time for somebody.
Oh my God.
And knee-high boots, maybe pasties.
We should have asked Liz about
pasties. That. The guy was speechless and honestly felt like he was going to run out of the room. I came out like I was like, I think it's because I'm character driven.
Yes, I think you are. You needed an orchestra with you. A 19-piece orchestra would have done well in that moment.
It's a showgirl.
I can't. I'm dying.
I love when I have an idea that I'm going to do something like that for Chad, and then he gets home too soon, and I'm like one New Year's, I had something that came together. I could not, because we had a couple drinks. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
I came out, I said, Chad, you get nothing, because I couldn't connect the dots.
Tom and I have had several occasions where I couldn't get out. Oh, I got in, but I couldn't get out of it.
But
I'm like,
say, and like I said, is the moments of like, we're making the effort, it could be sexual, it could be emotional, but allowing yourself to be vulnerable, then to even laugh in those moments.
Yes, and like Liz said, it's not always just about sex.
It's scary.
Right, it is, but it's not always just about sex. It's also about like, hey, are you meeting yourself? And is he and she, are you meeting each other to a level of intimacy that you feel heard, you feel seen, all these things, right? But I don't think we get to connect with our partners or even our friends all the time the way we should, because like you said, we're busy, we're working, we're running around, and then we have to take that moment, the 3 to 5 minutes a day, which is a lot. It sounds like a lot, but it's not.
And I would say, there were two things I wanted to say. The growth of when you've met Tom, when I met Chad.
Yeah, it's different.
What all the little changes that we went through is continuing to evolve with that partner.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really clear and you're just cruising on that wave. Sometimes it's a tidal wave. Sometimes it's, a calm river. And sometimes you're disconnected, but finding the way back. Chad and I were talking about it when he was living in Colorado. And he goes, I tell friends it was the best time ever. I loved it. You asked Sarah, I was crazy. And he laughs, but it was like I was trying to regulate when he was having sleep. He wasn't sleeping. He was working night shifts. And I was traveling in. But we always talk about we were dedicated to each other.
Yes.
I loved him. And I said to him last night, I would not have done that for any other person.
Your relationship goes through a lot.
And
in
that's
that.
something I realized.
Yeah.
We were working then.
Yeah.
And there's times you're doing work.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you're just like cruising on the boat ride.
I know. Listen, there was years when Tom was on tour and I was in school and vice versa. That was really freaking hard. And we were 20s doing it. And it was like, oh God, but we're committed. And then like you said, then it's times where you're in the same space
But that's
for a
also
while.
like profound time, right? Like the
20s
20s.
is-
I always say if anybody was friends in the 20s and we're still friends, God bless you.
God,
I love
God
you.
bless you.
God be with you. Peace
And you
be
know
with
what?
you.
I'm so glad that Liz was so open to be like, and I'm looking for love. Like she's still in this place of I need to find what's good for me and smart enough and healthy enough to be like, no, you're not my match, moving on. And also, I love that she's open enough to be like, social media dating is really hard with these apps because it is. And she's going through it too. So I actually think she's probably really that much more beneficial to her clients because she's in it and she knows how to deal with it.
Right. And sometimes taking a step back where she is and watching a couple, because emotions get into things, right? So when you do lose your place with as a couple, sometimes the emotions get really heightened. I find sometimes if Chad and I are in a fight, it's weird to communicate well.
Yes. Oh, God.
Because you go to fight or flight, which is what she's talking about with the nervous system.
Yes,
Is
nervous
how do I
system.
ground myself when I just want to scream, when I just want to... I was the day that I told you, I just went into the bed and I laid down because I didn't know how to handle my emotions. My
Scream into a pillow.
big girl energy. Like pull up your...
Yes.
But the other thing I want to say is that I want to tell you about one of the moments I realized with a relationship is that I'm a person that's like, if there's a problem, figure it out.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, I'm going to give advice.
Yeah.
And sometimes your partner just has to say it.
Yeah.
You don't need to give them their solution.
That's
they
right.
might not be looking for it.
Yeah.
They might want to just say, wasn't, and I'm not saying about a problem with you, maybe
No,
work.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
That I think I've made in the past where I'm like thinking I'm doing positive work. Like I'm giving him suggestions.
Right. I know. And Tom actually sometimes
needs
will
to be
stop
heard.
me and be like, I just need to rant right now.
You and I both.
And I'm
I
like,
feel like
oh,
wanna
because I want to help
Yeah,
him. And he's
yes.
like, can I just rant to you? So in other words, that's my
Let's prep
cue
it.
to just sit here, cross my legs and be like,
Yeah.
I just have to listen, which is hard for me.
Fill up my glass of wine
because
and
I
I'll-
just because I just want to be like, oh, you know what you should do? I know how you should approach this. And he's like, no, let me rant. So sometimes he will be very honest with me, Tom. He's like, I just need to rant right now and just get this out. I'm like, okay, and I have to shut up because that is my job for him is to let him have his stage of a moment of like getting it out. And then there's those moments where you're like, let me offer advice. He needs it. Let me offer my thoughts. I don't know if you're going to take it, but I see you. You're looking. You're searching. I think we have to be communicators
I'm
on that.
primarily searching for some type of...
Sarah, I'm always searching for validation every minute. Every minute, validate me.
We're going to worry about our
exhausting.
validation
Yeah.
and our nervous system.
Oh God, Liz, thank you so much. I want to have her back. I feel like there was a lot more we could have covered.
Oh, her brain was one of those books.
Yes. I'm going to be buying that book.
No, don't start.
No, don't start.
That's
We're going to
another
read her book.
episode.
Thanks for joining us today.
You can follow us on Instagram at Don't Start Podcast.
Or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
And we'll see you next time, friends.
Don't Start is produced by Anthony Street Productions.